If Excel is sorting only one column, you're one click away from wrecking your data. Names stop matching emails, dates drift away from amounts, and it often happens even when you swear you selected the whole range. The good news is the fix is usually simple, and it comes down to how Excel decides what your list is. In the next few minutes, you'll learn how to force Excel to sort the entire dataset as one unit. You'll also learn why the expand the selection prompt appears and what to do when it doesn't appear at all. We'll cover the most common causes: blank columns, merged cells, hidden rows, and table range issues. And I'll give you a quick checklist you can run before every sort. The goal is simple: one sort action, zero broken relationships between columns. Next step. First, let's name the real problem. A spreadsheet list is relational data. Each row is one record, like one customer or one invoice. When only one column sorts, Excel is treating that column as a separate list. That breaks the row integrity, meaning values in the same row no longer belong together. Excel isn't trying to sabotage you. It's following rules to detect a current region, basically a block of adjacent cells. If that block is interrupted by a blank column, a blank row, or certain formatting, Excel may decide your data is not one connected range. Then it sorts only what it believes is the list. This is why two people can have the same data and different results. Small layout differences change Excel's boundary detection. So the mindset shift is this: sorting is not just choosing a column. Sorting is choosing the correct range first, then choosing the key column inside that range. Next step. Now let's tackle the famous prompt: expand the selection versus continue with the current selection. If you see that dialog, it's Excel telling you, I found adjacent data. Do you want it included? In most cases, you want expand the selection. That keeps rows together. The only time you choose continue is when you truly want to sort a single column independently, like sorting a standalone list of values that has no related columns. If Excel keeps defaulting to continue, pause and check what you selected. If you click to single cell and hit sort, Excel guesses the region. If your region is ambiguous, the prompt appears. A safer habit is to pre-select the full dataset, including headers, then sort. That removes guesswork and makes the prompt less likely to appear in the first place. Next step. Sometimes the prompt never appears, and Excel still sorts only one column. That usually means Excel is confident, wrong, but confident, that your selection is only that column. The most common reason is a blank column or blank row inside the dataset. Even a single empty column between fields can split the current region into two separate blocks. Another cause is a header that's not consistent, like one column missing a header while others have one. Excel may treat it as a different structure. Also watch for data that starts on different rows, like a title line above the headers or extra notes in the top rows. These elements can confuse the list detection. The fix is to make your dataset a clean rectangle. One header row, no completely blank columns inside, and no stray cells around it. Next step. Here's a practical way to confirm what Excel thinks your list is. Click inside your data, then use the shortcut to select the current region. On Windows, that's Ctrl+A once or twice, depending on what's around. On Mac, it's Command+A. If the selection stops early, Excel is telling you exactly where it thinks the boundary is. Your job is to find what's stopping it. Look for a fully blank column, a blank row, or a column that's formatted differently and separated by empty cells. Also check for a single empty cell column-wide that isn't the issue. Excel cares about complete blank rows or columns more than individual blanks. Once you remove the barrier, test the current region selection again. When it grabs the full rectangle, sorting will usually behave correctly. Next step. Another major culprit is merged cells. Merged cells are great for visual layout, but they are poison for sorting and filtering. When cells are merged across columns, Excel can't reliably move a single row as a unit because the merge spans multiple columns. You might get a warning, or Excel may sort only part of the data. Even merged header cells can cause trouble, because the header row is what Excel uses to understand fields. If you inherit a file with merges, the safest approach is to unmerge them in the data area. Then recreate the visual layout using safer tools, like center across selection for headers or a separate title row above the table that is not part of the sorted range. Clean structure first, Pretty formatting second. Next step. Let's talk about Excel tables because table range errors are a common reason sorting feels inconsistent. When your data is formatted as a table, Excel normally sorts correctly because the table is a defined object with a fixed set of columns. But problems start when the table range is wrong. Maybe new columns were added outside the table. Maybe rows were pasted below and the table didn't expand. Or someone converted the table to a normal range and left table-like formatting behind. If you sort inside a table but related data sits just outside its boundary, Excel will only sort the table. That looks like one column sorting, but it's really one object sorting. The fix is to ensure all related columns and rows are inside the same table range. Next step. So how do you repair a table range? First, click inside the table and check whether all columns you expect have the table styling and filtered arrows. If a column is missing those, it's probably outside the table. Then use the table resize command to include the missing columns or rows. If the table is badly broken, another reliable method is to convert the table to a normal range, then recreate the table from scratch on the correct rectangle. That sounds drastic, but it often fixes weird edge cases. Also be careful with blank columns inside a table. Tables don't allow true blank columns in the middle as part of the structure you want to sort. Keep the table contiguous, and if you need spacing, use formatting like column width or borders, not empty columns. Next step. Hidden rows and filtered data can also make sorting feel wrong. Sorting a filtered list sorts only the visible rows, which is usually what you want, but it can surprise you if you forgot a filter was active. Similarly, if rows are hidden manually, Excel may still sort them, depending on the method used, and the result can look like partial movement. Another subtle issue is grouped outlines, where some rows are collapsed. Before a critical sort, it's smart to clear filters and unhide rows, just to remove uncertainty. Then sort once, confirm it looks right, and reapply filters. The key idea is consistency. Sorting is deterministic, but visibility settings change what you think you're sorting. When your brain expects one thing, and Excel does another. Next step. Now let's cover a classic trap, mixed data types. This doesn't usually cause one column only, but it causes people to resort repeatedly and accidentally break things. If a date column contains real dates and also text that looks like dates, Excel may sort them into separate groups. Same with numbers stored as text. You might think the sort failed, then you try again, and that's when you accidentally sort only one column.
So it's worth fixing the underlying data type first. Convert text numbers to numbers.
Convert text dates to real dates. Keep one consistent header row. Then do one clean sort on the full range. When the data types are consistent, the sort outcome matches your expectations, and you're less likely to take risky corrective actions. Next step. If you want the safest, most controllable approach, use the Sort dialog instead of the quick A to Z buttons. The dialog lets you define the exact range, confirm headers, and add multiple sort levels. Multi-level sorting is important when you need stable results, like sorting by department, then by last name. It also reduces the chance you accidentally sort a single column, because you're working inside a defined sort range. Another advantage is you can spot immediately if Excel thinks your range is only one column. If the range box is too small, cancel and fix the range first. This is a calm workflow. Define range, confirm headers, choose key, add levels if needed, then sort once. Next step. Let's build a quick pre-sort checklist you can run in under 20 seconds. First, confirm your dataset is a rectangle with one header row. Second, remove spacer columns and spacer rows inside the data. Third, unmerge any merged cells in the data area. Fourth, make sure related columns are inside the same table or the same selected range. Fifth, clear filters if you don't intend to sort only visible rows. And finally, do a quick current region selection test to see if Excel grabs the whole dataset. This checklist prevents almost every only one column sorted incident. It also makes your files easier to share because other people's Excel will detect the same boundaries. Structure is what makes sorting reliable, not luck. Next step. If the worst already happened and one column sorted by itself, you still have options. The safest immediate move is undo. If undo is available, use it before doing anything else. If you can't undo, try to restore from a previous version or backup. If neither is possible, you may need to rebuild relationships using a stable key, like an ID column that uniquely identifies each record. That's why adding an ID column early is such a strong habit. With an ID, you can rematch data using lookups or joins, even after a bad sort. Without an ID, recovery becomes guesswork. So think of this as 2 layers: prevention through clean ranges and resilience through unique identifiers. Next step. Let's wrap it up with the core rule. Excel sorts what it thinks is a single list. If your data has gaps, merges, or a broken table boundary, Excel will split the list and sort only part of it. Your fixes are consistent. Make the data a clean rectangle. Keep related columns inside the same range or table, and use the sort dialog when it matters. Once you adopt the quick checklist, sorting becomes boring, in the best way. If you want one thing to remember, it's this: select the range first, then sort. If this helped, subscribe for more practical Excel fixes that prevent silent data errors. And for a quick check-in, comment with your experience. Have you been bitten more by blank spacer columns or by table range issues? I'm always testing new ways to work smarter. Subscribe to see what workflow I'm breaking down next.